it's kind of hard to believe that Konami has actually given us some new assault mode support. You heard me right. You 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 heard me right. If you guys recall, back in 2010, back in around 2009, 2010, Konami introduced a brand new series of cards solely based on the synchro monsters that were used in the anime and in the 5D's manga. Cards like Red Dragon Archfiend, Stardust Dragon, Arcanine Magician, and even also and even also if I remember correctly, there was another one that also got an assault mode form as well. But may all those had one thing in common. They both were they were all they all had pretty powerful effects, but none came as powerful as Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. Stardust Assault Mode was by far one of the most broken cards of its time, and it was way and it was actually released way before its time because a lot of people believe that Stardust Assault Mode should have been released around the time of Zodiac format all the way back in 2017, 2018. Now it is 2025 and we have some brand new assault mode support in Burst Protocol. In fact, there are exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are exactly 5 brand new cards to talk about in this video. So I am not going to waste any time. I am going to get straight into it. And I do have to actually make this a quick video because, well, today's Sunday and I'm actually heading over to my King Fandom to work another week of Edison tournament, and then later I'll be heading over to Bear Cave in Northridge. So if you guys are in those areas and you guys want to come say hi to me, or perhaps even buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or perhaps if you want, perhaps buy one or both of these PSA slabs, or perhaps even buy some Funko action figures, whatever, because I've got a shit ton of Funko here at home that I've been trying to sell, but nothing has come up yet. So if you guys are interested in the Funko or whatnot, you guys can message me on my Instagram. But if you guys are going to be in the areas of where King Fandom is, or in the area of where Bear Cave is, and you guys want to come say hi, take photos, I will gladly say hi back, take photos with you guys, and who knows, maybe you guys can join in on the Edison fun. Although unfortunately my phone has been acting very weird. For some reason the RCS messaging on my phone cannot be used anymore, and I'm kind of upset about that. That's what happens when you end up switching phone providers for no reason at all. And you can blame my grandmother for that. So F in the comments for my grandmother, please. Anyway, that being said, again, King Fandom, I'll be there from 11:30 to about 2:30 ish, somewhere around there, and then I'll be at Bear Cave from around 3 to 7, like somewhere around there. So, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. But with that being said, let's get down to it. Let's talk about these new cards. First up, Junk Warrior Assault Mode. Yes, you heard me right. Junk Warrior gets an Assault Mode, and the artwork looks so fucking badass. Absolutely badass, you guys. Incredible. Also, if you guys do know how to fix how to fix RCS chat, because what I'm using now to film this video is a Google Pixel 7a. So if you guys do, so if there's anyone out there that works with Google and knows how to fix the RCS chat without having to factory reset my phone or anything like that, be sure to message me on Instagram, and I'll definitely have a talk with you guys. But that being said, let us continue. Junk Warrior Assault Mode. 7-star Dark Warrior with 2,800 attack, 1,800 defense, and it says that it cannot be normal summoner set. Must be special summon with Assault Mode activate. So for those who do not know about the assault modes, each monster has their own unique effects, but they all have the same one effect, where it says that it cannot be normal summoner set, must be special summon with assault mode activate. So meaning that you have to have the trap card assault mode activate. Excuse me, in order to go into in order to go into these assault mode monsters. Anyway, Junk Warrior has 3 separate effects, and the first one reads: gains 1,000 attack for each assault mode monster you control. If this card battles a monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. Second effect reads: unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. Third effect reads: if this card is destroyed, you can target one Junk Warrior in your grave, return it to the extra deck, then you can special summon it, which is treated as a synchro summon. Okay, 100%, you can actually use this card plus Stardust Assault Mode in a Stardust deck, in an actual Stardust deck, and with the legendary 5Ds decks coming out next month, I can honestly say that Konami is looking to end the year with having Stardust being the new meta, which is absolutely insane. Although, to be fair, I'm not so sure if the assault mode archetype can actually can be an actual like meta deck. Like, you would have to run the cards in a deck like Stardust, or potentially like maybe Red Dragon Archfiend decks, or maybe like Black Rose decks, or some form of like synchro heavy base deck that again just spams the board with a bunch of synchros, and you just go into their assault mode forms, which honestly seems pretty cool. But still, but this card, Junk Warrior Assault, whoo, absolutely insane. Literally, it can go up to 50, 68, 78, almost, I want to say, yeah, literally it can go up to 68, maybe 7,800 attack. That is absolutely insane, and it can even deal double damage, which this card can potentially literally push for lethal. But the only way that your opponent could bypass it is with hand traps like Imperm, Droplet, and even also Effect Veiler. But even with those, it still doesn't really make much of a difference because of the fact that cards like Effect Veiler can't be used on Junk Warrior because of its second effect, unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. So cards like Effect Veiler, cards like I think Appaloosa, just to name a couple, cannot affect Junk Warrior Assault Mode with effects, which is absolutely insane. And also, you can even also special summon Junk Warrior from the extra deck by putting it back into the extra deck from the grave when this card gets destroyed, which is absolutely wild, absolutely insane. It's just insane. Not much else to say, honestly. Not much else. Next up, we have Crimson Blader Assault Mode. 10-star Fire Warrior, 3,300 attack, 3,100 defense. Looks absolutely incredible. Artwork looks amazing. And it has 3 separate effects. The first one reads, you can reveal this card in your hand, add 1 Assault Mode activate or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle this card into the deck. Second effect reads, your opponent cannot activate the effects of level 5 or higher monster special summon from the extra deck. Third effect reads, if this card is destroyed, you can special summon 1 Crimson Blader from your grave. Oh my god. Okay, so there's definitely a lot to talk about with this card. So first up, it literally is a searcher for either Assault Mode activate or for Nightwing Sorceress, because Nightwing Sorceress, if Nightwing Sorceress is on board, you can literally use Assault Mode activate from the hand as if it was like a hand trap, which is amazing. The only thing though is that you can't according to some rulings that were posted. I don't know when it was posted, but apparently you can't use but I can't speak. If you have Nightwing Sorcerers on board, and let's say you have Stardust Dragon on board, you can't use Assault Mode activate during the battle phase in the hand. You can use it when it's on the field, but based on the rule based on some rulings that were posted a long time ago, apparently you can't use Assault Mode activate in the hand if Nightwing Sorceress is on board. But I think that's a bit exaggerated. I'm not entirely sure. You guys can let me know in the comments below. And again, that's just off the first effect alone. Second effect, literally protects your entire board from your opponent, because it says here your opponent cannot activate the effect of level 5 or higher monster supposed to summon from the extra deck. So if your opponent goes into so let's say, for example, your opponent plays DDDs, or let's say they play Dark Magician or Blue Eyes or Red Eyes, or potentially a Red Dragon Archfiend deck, or a Stardust deck, or whatever. Literally, their extra deck monsters cannot use their effects whatsoever, which this is essentially a fucking skill drain. It literally is a skill drain on steroids. And the best part is you don't even have to pay the life points to use it, which is funny. And then the third effect, it basically is a Monster Reborn for Crimson Blader. So if you have Crimson Blader in grave, and this card gets destroyed, you can automatically summon Blader from the grave, which is pretty insane. But obviously, cards like Ghost Bell, cards like Call By, and also cards like Ryziel Detonator are still in the format. And yeah, Ryziel Detonator is a nasty card that says, fuck you, you ain't doing shit. And I feel like that card needs to get banned. Anybody agree with me? Let me know in the comments. Next up, we've got Assault Lich. Honestly, and if I'm being honest, this can actually pass off as a Dark World monster, which is very cool. The artwork looks amazing, and it can pass off as a Dark World monster, which is very funny. 4-star Dark Zombie Tuner with 1,500 attack, 0 defense. And the first and third effects are both once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a monster that mentions Assault Mode activate or a level 4 or lower zombie from your grave. Second effect reads, if this card you control would be used as synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Third effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave as synchro material, you can add 1 Assault Slash or Assault Counter from your deck to your hand. So I believe Assault Slash... if I remember correctly, Assault Slash. What does it do? I don't. It's been a long time since I read that card. Um. First released in Crimson Crisis. Activate only while you control an assault mode monster. Destroy all face-up monsters on the field. Okay, that's actually kind of sick. That's actually kind of sick. And I have to admit that's actually pretty cool. It literally acts as a Raigeki um for the entire deck. Now for assault counter, it is a counter trap. Ironically enough, activate only while you control an assault mode monster. Negate the activation of a spell, trap, or effect monster's effect, and destroy it. So 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 assault. Okay, so so to recap, assault counter acts as a solemn judgment for literally just negate literally everything. Assault Slash acts as a Raigeki, which is pretty busted. I have to admit, being able to use Assault Lich to search out for either slash or counter, and then just set it right off the bat. That's actually pretty busted. And the funny thing is that when people were playing Assault Mode Activate and Stardust Assault Mode, hardly anybody was playing Assault Slash or Assault Counter. In fact, I think it was mostly Assault Slash that people were using for the most part, because of the fact that with Assault Counter there were more ways to stop Assault Counter than there were with Assault Slash back in the day. So kind of busted. Next up, we've got Nightwing Priestess, not Sorceress, Priestess. Actually, kind of a really cool art. The art is super cute. Actually, it literally looks like she kind of looks like one of the female characters from the Fate series. She in a way she kind of does. It's kind of actually kind of weird. Um, let's see here. 8-star wind spellcaster synchro, 2,500 attack and defense. And it requires a tuner and one or more non-tuners. And both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: if this card is special summoned, you can set one assault mode activate from your hand, deck, or grave, and it can be activated this turn. Second effect reads you can discard one card, add to your hand or special summon a monster from your deck that mentions assault mode activate. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra for the rest of the turn except for synchros. Okay, so this is literally Nightwing Sorceress, but better. Being able to set assault mode activate and be able to use it during the battle phase, it literally is a way to threaten lethal. If you go so say for example your board is this card plus, let's say, Stardust Assault Mode, Red Dragon Archfiend Assault Mode, and I'll say Crimson Blader Assault Mode plus Junk Warrior. You go Stardust Assault Mode into one guy, Red Dragon Archfiend into another guy, Crimson Blader into another guy, and then Junk Warrior into the opponent's last body on board. Then you go Assault Mode activate, send Junk Warrior to grave to summon Junk Warrior Assault Mode. Boom, lethal. Literally, this card, Nightwing Priestess, is a lethal threatened card. Not much else to say about that. It literally can let you activate Assault Mode activate on the same turn you set it, which is absolutely insane. And also, you get to add or special summon a monster that mentions a soul mode activate. So you can literally summon either Assault Lich or Nightwing Sorceress right off the bat, which is actually kind of crazy. Next, and now for the final card of the video, it is known as Dual Evolution Assault Zone. And if you couldn't tell already, you guessed it, it is their field spell. And it says that you can only activate this card once per turn, and the third effect is a once per turn. The first effect reads, when this card resolves, you can add one monster from your deck or grave to your hand that mentions Assault Mode activate. So it's literally a monster, it's literally a Rhoda monster reincarnation rolled in one card. Excuse me, kind of crazy. Second effect reads, Assault Mode monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's effects the turn they are special summon. Built-in protection. Not bad. Not bad at all. Third effect reads, you can pay 2,000 life points. Once this turn, you can activate Assault Mode activate by tributing a single monster in the extra deck. Oh. Oh. You want to talk about potentially threatening lethal? This card literally says "fuck you." Holy shit. I'm actually kind of shocked. This is actually kind of crazy. That's actually kind of busted, because I always thought over the last few weeks or so on this channel, I've always brought, you guys know, I've always been bringing up new cards from Burst Protocol, and there's still a lot of new cards that we have not talked about. But I always said that there were several decks in these past sets that can potentially threaten lethal. Dude, this deck might just be one of the decks that can make the meta busted in 2026. Like, this deck can literally have the potential to balance out the meta in 2026, because right now Raziel is still busted, Yummy is still busted, Monarch Mitsurugi is still in the format. DDDs have now made their way back into the format, which honestly I've been tempted to build the deck, but I don't have all the cards for it unfortunately. What else? There are just so many decks in the format right now that out of all of them, Raziel and Yummy are the two decks in the format that need to get hit. Like, once Konami bans the main combo pieces for both those decks are dead. So who knows? I mean, maybe one of these days, maybe one of these days we can see the Assault Mode deck become a viable strategy. Only time will tell. But I got to admit, this definitely will make these cards will definitely make Assault Mode decks highly busted, and maybe they can be used in Stardust decks, maybe or maybe potentially used in zombie decks. I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know. I mean there are so many ways that you can build synchro based decks with the Assault Mode cards. It's frightening. It is absolutely frightening, you guys. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail, It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash signing out.